Alright guys, g'day, welcome back to another episode. This one's a bit different. Basically what's been happening is a lot of people have been seeing this content of me shooting a lot of kingfish and getting a lot of questions of people where to go, how to approach it. A lot of people wanted to tick off that first kingfish for them, so I've managed to talk to a few people and get them onto some fish, but the sheer volume of people that have got messaging me, it's not a very efficient way to do it, so I thought I'd make a video that everyone can watch and hopefully it gets rid of those questions. I've chosen a spot that everyone knows of. It's not a Spot X. It's a very popular spot here in Nelson, and you don't need flash equipment. You don't need a flash boat or anything. You can walk off the shore and shoot a kingfish with some pretty basic dive gear. That one's fat as.
Fat as. That's one. That's what I looked at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the big one. I'll shoot that one.
One thing that does set me apart and I have a lot of success with is a flasher. Now you can go and buy these from the likes of Ocean Hunter, but you can also make them yourself. My one is made of a boxed wine goon sack to act as like a flasher for kingfish. It's an attractant. They're an inquisitive fish, and anything shiny or delicious looking, they're going to come in closer to have a look. You can also do what I've made and make up some throw flashes, which is a piece of PVC with some shiny stuff stuck to it. And sometimes you can throw that at a kingfish and it will just make them hang around a bit longer, so you can get that opportunity. So yeah, let's rip into it. As I said, no Spot X, so everyone knows about this spot in Nelson. I'm sure not too many people are going to get upset that this spot is being aired, but everyone has a right to know this area, and if you want to get your first kingfish, this is the place to do it. So basically all we're doing is swimming about 100 meters or so offshore and patrolling up and down that Boulder Bank with the flashes in tow. Eventually you will get an opportunity to present itself, and you want to make the most of that. If you just want to get a fish on the deck, don't waste too much time trying to pick a fish. As long as it's legal, take the shot and get one on the board. Unfortunately for me, and this is a good learning curve for you guys watching as well, I wasn't looking where that shot placement was, and I didn't see that the spear didn't pass all the way through. Most likely it hit the backbone and stopped, as it was quite a long range shot. I didn't realise, put too much pressure on the fish, and it tore out without me being able to call out for a second shot. Second shooting fish is a very good idea, especially in places where it's known to be sharky. A second shot, no matter where you hit it, always slows down the fish, and it means that you've got that bit extra security and you can just haul it up at that point, get it out of the water and chuck it in a float boat. I really do not like losing fish, and this one really got to me because I should know better, but essentially what I've just done is wounded a fish, and that wounded fish is now going to be in the area, which can, one, attract sharks, but two, I've wounded that fish unnecessarily, and it may or may not survive, who knows, but I really don't like harming fish. When I'm spearfishing, I like to put the fish out of its misery as fast as I can and deal with it in the most humane way. After a bit more persistence, we were presented with another opportunity, so I dived down and took a shot. There was a few fish in the school which I'd noticed when I was down there, so I didn't fight the fish straight away. I let it play around on the bottom and signalled to my dive buddies to make a drop. Because there was so many of us here, we could afford to have at least another person or maybe two get a fish on and still have enough people to fend off if sharks come in. Kingfish often hang around when they've been shot. You can use this opportunity against them to get another fish on the deck. So I signalled to the boys, one of them dropped down and managed to secure another fish, and not long after that they put a second shot into it. This is a spot where I definitely recommend using a float boat. Because you are way offshore, You can get that fish out of the water and it prevents the likelihood of a shark coming to try and steal that fish. If you don't have a float boat, get a fish, get out the water, job done. Full of water. For us down here in Nelson, kingfish don't usually hang around for the whole year, so I tend to make the most of it while they're here, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite eating fish. It's so versatile. You can steak it, you can smoke it, you can sashimi it. It holds together, it's firm, it's a big flake, and it is absolutely delicious. So I tend to load up over these summer months because I don't see them too often during the winter time. Once I got home, I hung the fish overnight in the chiller to set, and then got into processing the next day. I find this is the best way to process kingfish. You can cool it right down to almost freezing, and it firms it up and makes it way easier to fillet. And then we got onto a sashimi feed where I will show you the nam jim sauce recipe from our last video. I had a few people reach out about this one, and it is absolutely delicious, so make sure you give it a crack. Obviously with a fish this size, you want to make the most of the eating quality, so bleed it, look after it, vacuum pack it, freeze it, give some to family and friends, and enjoy it for yourself. Just going to do a quick sashimi feed, and I'm just going to show you a new sauce that Ryan from Muddy Feet showed me, so I can't take credit for this one. It's called Nam Jim dipping sauce, and it's a multi-purpose Thai dipping sauce. You can use it for steak, any seafood, dumplings, spring rolls, you name it, pretty much anything you want. It goes with everything, and we've tried it, trust me. I've made this multiple times since Ryan's been here. I've already done all the knife work because you have to put in the knife work for this. You can't blend it up because it loses the texture and it doesn't taste as good. You need that texture, and you want everything diced up to the same size. So I've gone ahead and diced up garlic, about a handful, bang it in. Ginger, equal parts of the garlic, about a handful, bang that in. Bunch of coriander. Chili to taste, I did 2 big cayenne peppers. Tablespoon of brown sugar. Then you want to just get some fish sauce. You want a tablespoon of that. And your oyster sauce, tablespoon of that. And then your cup of lime or lemon juice. Bang it in there and give it a real good mix up. Got to mix it up until it's not grainy anymore, because you really want to dissolve all that sugar in there. And then taste it. Oh, it's so good. All the flavors. Sweet, tangy, spicy, savory, absolutely everything in there. I've given this sauce to people who don't like coriander, and even they like it. Oh man, I could drink the stuff. Alright, let's go and get our sashimi ready. So I've jarred up most of it, and we're just going to go ahead and use the last bits to drizzle over the sashimi. There we have it, guys. Beautiful nam jim sashimi. Let's go tuck in. That looks absolutely delicious. Oh yum, that is so good. Super fresh tasting, and I don't know, just something about it makes you feel real alive. It's got all the flavors, bit of spice, bit of everything, and it's absolutely delicious. So give it a crack, definitely worth doing. And you make one brew and you can jar it up to like three or four jars, and it lasts for ages. So enjoy, let me know what you think of it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.